Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and all my non-binary friends. How are we doing today? I hope we're doing well, because we have the commander himself of the Black Aegis.
Hello, hello,
So I'm
hello.
so happy, yeah, so happy you could join us here today, because if I'm not mistaken, it's the not 10 year, 1 year anniversary of the Black Aegis in a few days, isn't it?
Yeah, if it was the 10-year one, I'd be concerned. But yeah,
Oh
I
yeah.
mean the 1-year formation, so not the 1-year release, but when Black Aegis was first created, is when the Discord was first publicly done. Basically, it's the first. If you check back up in the Discord, it's the first thing that happened in the Discord was on the 6th of February. The 6th of February, yeah.
6th of February. That's very nice, isn't it? 1 year. How's
Yeah.
it been? 1 year of 1 year of Aegis.
I mean, I didn't think it would go on for this long, to be honest. But I mean, it's been good, as I tell a lot of people. This is my favorite clan, and of all the clans I've ran, and for some of the people who've known me since I started running clans, I've ran a lot of clans. This is definitely the
Hmm.
best one by far, and yeah, it's really nice. It's really nice.
Anyways, want to move on to the interview?
Let's go.
All right. So my first question for you is, how did you come up with Aegis? Like, where did that come from?
So basically, um, I was at the time. So this was like January of 25. 2025. I wasn't running anywhere. I was just looking for work in the military. I was kind of bored. I was like, oh, I'm gonna give me something to do. I came across um this guy named Rodney, now called Andrew, who does work here and will be allied here soon. Um, but he brought me along to this World War II Milsim place that was getting found by a few people, and that's where I found King. That's where I first met King.
Hmm.
Um, and that kind of it was open for private release, but then the place kind of sizzled out. So Rodney then took me and like three others and started his own like modern day British military private thing. And I went, okay, I'll help you. I'll bring a load of people I know. So I got a load of people from my old clans to come across, and we started doing it. We started doing field crafts and stuff. That's where like field crafts come from. I borrowed it from him, which he borrows from the British military. So, you know, it's a lot of borrowing. But then one day he was notoriously known for crashing out over lag, and one day everybody had had enough of him crashing out for once. He doesn't crash out anymore as much. So, but
A
it
bit
was
like
quite
that
funny.
Kratos fella, isn't it?
Yeah,
Head of crash
a bit
outs.
like that head of that pure previous head of HR. Yeah, yeah, head of sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a
Hate him.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
very deadly.
Uh, um. So, uh, yeah, we then a load of people just looked at me and they went, "Lee, you've done clans before. Why don't you just do your own?" And I went, "Fuck it, why not?" So I sit in a private meeting room that I have, and I'm sitting there just planning out Aegis and stuff, and like it wasn't called the Black Aegis yet. It was like being adjusted, and then I found a name. I found the word Aegis, and I was like, okay, the Black Aegis, and then that's how the name came across. I was like, that's all right. So that's what we stuck with. We originally had the Black Aegis Foundation because we had that whole weird SCP science department thing going on that got abolished because it just didn't fit in. It was stupid, and
Oh,
I didn't really like it.
uh,
Wasn't my creative input,
that's a shame. That
but
could have been fun. Just just seeing like monster run by. A big blob. Maybe call him Yestin or something. Something cool like that.
maybe cool than that. Um, so I started writing up. I was like, okay, the Black Aegis. I was like, there we go. At the time, I was already building the Fieldcraft map for Rodney, and it was practically almost done. So at that time, then once I opened the Discord, which took me like 24 hours to do, um, the disc
Hmm.
like a few days later, our first thing actually with a load of us was we did a fieldcraft against Rodney and a few of his guys, and we won. So it was very good actually for their first time. It was our first like kind of tester and stuff. At that point, we had already developed armors big. Previous Captain of Bravo had developed us armors and stuff, and we already had some groundworks. And then shortly after that, almost every day, we hosted private field crafts, and it was just
Mm.
teaching, 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 teaching. Yeah, so um, we were doing those constant field crafts back to back. And yeah, I was just like they were shooting at blank buildings, you know. They weren't like it was just purely focused training to get the feel of Vegas and stuff. And then over time, King came along, created the CV2 guns. I started pumping work on the main map because the fieldcraft in my eyes was done, but later on then farm got added after release of Black Aegis and stuff. So I made the main
Oh.
map with very much that kind of set visual tone, I guess, for Aegis. Um, and yeah, it was. I mean, after the first map dropped, I think everything kind of proceeded from there. I mean, King brought in CQC about a month before it dropped. CQC wasn't a thing until King literally pulled it out his ass and went, "Here's CQC." But yeah, uh, you know that came along, and the pinnacles of Aegis is the Fieldcraft and the CQC. Like, you know, the two different ends of the spectrum, but they match in so well. One is completely open battlefield combat, learning how to move across terrain and handle a load of stuff, and the other one's learning how to breach buildings and like deal with up close enemies, and they blend really well, and everybody really enjoys them. So that's something that will never go. But yeah, then the
Hmm.
Aegis train just kept running. I mean, it just kept rolling and rolling and rolling, and just the gradual increase, and that's But yeah, Aegis was formed just literally kind of like I wanted to do something more realistic based off modern military, but with my own sort of twist to it. So I had creative freedom, and that's where it kind of all came from.
Hmm. Yeah. Another question for you. About the lore of Aegis. How has that happened, and what's to come?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
lore for Aegis, it's been very bumpy. Um, I had my original kind of sort of the foundation was always there and set that the Black Aegis was founded by the Miller family, which was this family that gained a load of money off the basically founding of the city of Taran, which was connected to a big, massive trade route river, was plonked right in the middle. Um, and basically, they've got a load of money off that, which then they started their own private militia slash military service where they served the countries around them to provide arms, squabble down insurgents, help them fight other wars depending on what the job was. And over time, it built. It was founded by my grandfather, and then got passed down to my father, and then tragically written in law. There was an event from the insurgents that were within Taran called the Capital Uprising. They attacked a facility in our main headquarters and had gone in there and killed my father. But the other plans with the law is continuing expanding the Miller estate and like the Miller family. We want a Miller estate map, which is where like their big grand houses and stuff. We've got kind of plans for it. We've just been
Hmm.
looking into it recently, but kind of expanding that lore and creating something behind it. That's the on top of like developing, I guess, big lore main things like that. I want to kind of also do some small lore things. So like we've got, you know, creating more like kind of individual units within Aegis. So when I mean that, I mean like squads or like special people. So, currently, we have the only listed squad we have is my personal elite, but it's plans to have like another squad in Delta that's kind of like a name that was ran before was Titan 5, where there was 5 of them
Ooh.
and they were ranked in that order, so kind of like Inquisitors of Star Wars, and their call signs would be like Titan 1, Titan 2, Titan 3 in the order of Titan 1 being the best, Titan 5 being the worst end of the squad. I mean, they're trash, but they're the worst end of the squad. But creating small little details like that, where like if you're on the battlefield and you hear, "Oh shit, Titan 1 has been deployed," like he's on the battlefield with us, or like it creates some like background and some nice world building, and like it just feels cool because that's stuff like other clans have. If you go into a Star Wars clan, and they've got a commando squad and then they've got Delta squad, you hear, "Oh, Delta squad's here," a load of Star Wars fans are like, "Oh shit, that's Delta squad, that's like some of the best Republic commandos there are," or like Death Troopers, you hear the word Death Trooper in Star Wars, it's like, "Oh shit, those are good." Like, I want the same sort of feel coming later on, but that only comes with more members, unfortunately. Like, I can't just pull another Special Forces squad out in the air if I don't have the Special Forces for it, but it's also in discussion of going into things like Bravo and whatnot, but currently right now it's all like out on the table. But those are the lore plans, yeah.
So, do you have any? What are the plans for the future of Aegis?
So yeah, I mean, we just had the battle map come out, which was something I had wanted since May of last year. It was originally going to be the Battle of Terran first, but I wanted it because I just always wanted to make one for a military, and I just think it can, like, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it here. But it didn't happen because at the time I realized the community wanted other things that would benefit them more, you know. So we pushed other maps that would much more benefit, and it was a good call at the time. So we just dropped the Battle of Stonehaven, which was great. In terms of the rest of building, framework plans are we've got new map for Blackwater update to changes some of the layouts and stuff, and response to feedback we've had off clan meetings with the whole clan, like moving the armory and stuff, but making the front more accessible for raiders, because that's something that's drastically changed since the old map. For people who were in the old map, you would remember the all-out war that was outside front gate and on the streets. It was chaos. It was absolutely insane. So bringing a bit more action to front gate will A, make people want to actually play at the recruitment events more, but also B, engage people who maybe don't want to get trained and stuff, because we had famous raiders like in the old map, like Runner and stuff, who would just purely come into raid, like they were there to just use the raid stuff. So having the same sort of vibe is nice. After that, we got CQC update, which hasn't been updated since August, since just before King went to go to uni. So it's needed a desperate one for ages. The plan is to have 4 new kill rooms, 2 of them being stair-based kill rooms, so they finally learn how to handle stairs and stuff. 1 of them being a sniper kill room, so we bring back the sniper kill room. That was in the old CQC. Any of those OG people who remember the old CQC. And then we're adding 2 new like scenario rooms, I think I'm calling them now, so like gas station and motel. We're adding a house. It's a 2-story house as a nice kind of like, we can use that as a warm-up one now instead of going straight into gas station and stuff. And they'll introduce the stairs and the rooms and stuff, and it'll be quite cool. But and then also a 3-story apartment complex, which will be then the upgrade to the thing. Other small features such as smoke grenades I want to be added. I want a return of the flash, night vision returned for just fun game modes.
Oh.
Stuff like
Could you
the
call that like blackout CQC?
not black and CQC. Well, I mean, it would kind of be blacked down, but you would have the night vision on.
Hmm. Oh,
Um, Then we've got Adler's creating things like the what's it called? It's called like the Oppie one, but you like thing you put underneath a door and it shows you the other side of the door through a camera. It's very
oh
cool. Things like flash launchers too. He's developing a load of stuff he just thinks would be useful that we'll use. There's other layout changes that are going to happen, such as one thing I don't like about the big main where all the rooms are and stuff in the CQC is it's so open. Like,
yeah.
so I'm creating a divide between the kill rooms and then the scenario rooms. So there'll just be a big wall with two big glass windows. So you'll just so there's a bit of a separation from either side. I think it'll make it look a bit nicer than it all being in like an open space, like a warehouse. Um, Also, the front will be changed where you'll basically spawn in a separate like room. So you won't spawn where you spawn, but you'll spawn in a room where it's like this is the Black Aegis CQC, you know, and a lot of promotional stuff and explaining what the CQC is for the Black Aegis because a lot of other clans use it and stuff. So I want to kind of, promote Black Aegis slightly, you know, and stuff, and also put some donations there because for tournaments and stuff and other things and giveaways.
Oh,
I'll need the tokens for, but yeah, that's kind of the plan for the CQC. After that, we've got Engagement Zone, which is a completely brand new thing. All I'm going to say about it is it's arena, but it's not arena, but it's arena, but it's a sandbox where every gun that's ever been created in Aegis is there to use, and you can use whatever you want. No rules. You just go at it. It's like an arena, but just ramped up with a different layout and stuff and things. But we're working on that. Probably the biggest update for the Black Aegis will be kind of, I think we're labeling it as the Air Force update or the return of Division Charlie, where the plan of it is um, Division Charlie is returning as technical specialists, but it is getting the addition of Air Force, which has been a madly requested thing since forever. Joseph had got us working planes and working helicopters and stuff, so we were able to actually now have the things that fly smoothly and stuff. So it's possible, but the maps will just take time. What's coming with it is, of course, all the new aircrafts, all the new divisions. So that comes with new armors for it, stuff like parachutes, which will be open to the whole military. You will all learn how to jump. I don't want anybody left out jumping out of a plane or jumping out of a Osprey or later on jumping out of like an AC-130. Like, I want everybody included so everybody is able to get trained in it and do it because it would be fun. It will just be very versatile and nice. But, parachutes, and there'll be a whole new recruitment map for it, so I'll run alongside Fort Blackwater. But events in there will be, it'll just be an Air Force base. So there won't be much of a gate ran and stuff. But we're looking at plans now recently, drawing up blueprints and stuff to start the groundworks. But where it'll just be if you get trained there, you've got the option instead of it just going straight into Alpha, you can go into Air Force or Charlie in that matter, so it'll be vehicles and aircraft. But you can either go into Air Force or vehicles, or you can just go into Alpha and then pursue your career, whatever else down the line. But you can go into Air Force straight away and can do your training there. Like all the planes will be there, all the things. Like if you just go to your trainer, oh, I want to continue to Air Force, they'll be like, oh, there's an NCO from Charlie waiting down at the end of the road for you. Go see him. He'll situate you with what will happen in your training next, and they just continue on with that. The map is planned, so for divisions like Bravo and stuff, you'll be doing a lot less of gate work and more of like practicing things, doing training on the base, walking about, providing security and stuff like that. And a big thing is we want to put a mini fieldcraft in the back of the map. So you can get a pilot from Air Force if it's all on the go ahead on like, control towers and stuff, and it's all go ahead on air traffic control. An officer of Bravo can go, okay, we're going to do some jump training. They can take off on the Osprey and go jump out in this middle of this little fieldcraft, walk about, pretend you're in a fieldcraft, then call for an evac, get back up, come back in, fly at the base. There you go. So the map will be much more a lot engaging and kind of we want it. It all depends on what happens with the blueprints and stuff, but a lot less of a front gate and a lot less of that. So that's going to be the plan there. It was scheduled Winter Fieldcraft was going to have a massive update. We're very unsure about what's happening with that now, because that was going to come late March. It depends what I now want to do. I want to announce some big things for our official 1 year in April. We're already cooking and thinking of some maps and stuff, but if we continue that long to April, fingers crossed, maybe, there will be a big few maps announced. But I mean, stuff I do want to build in the future, as I said, like we've just been talking about it recently, is the Miller Estate as an actual thing, as an actual map. That's all I'll say there, because the ideas are still pondering. Extra fieldcrafts. Oh, talking about fieldcrafts, I forgot. Back to the Air Force update. My bad, people. There's another fieldcraft coming with the Air Force update. So they'll have its own fieldcraft with it, with Air Force vehicles. We have started the work when the map got taken down for a bit, because we didn't know what to do. We started building on it in preparation as if we got the map back, then we've already started on the map, so that puts us ahead. If we don't get the map back, then it'll just become the new fieldcraft once we get it done. So it's like, that's there and that's officially being built, kind of stalled because builders have had to go now back to other projects such as the CQC, work on this map. People are shifting and stuff, but it'll get returned to now after kind of CQC update is out and stuff. People will return to that and start working back on it, preparation. But yeah, I mean, in the future too, we want more fieldcrafts. Don't be surprised if we continue on for a while. You're gonna get a desert one at some point. It'll be very cool. I know you guys did want that, and nearly won over the Winter Fieldcraft when it was voted upon, nearly just less than a year ago. But I mean, it's what else did we want? I mean, of course, more battle maps, and we're looking into RP maps and stuff, but kind of the direction, it varies on what happens with the community and what the community wants. So yeah.
Well, I don't believe I have any more questions for you. It has been,
Good.
unless you want to say something.
Yeah, I want to say thank you to everybody who's taken part in the community. We found it something really nice here, and I'm very proud. We didn't expect to go on for this long, but it's great. Thank you to all my staff who continue hard work, keeping this place pumping while I'm doing stuff in real life now. I mean, thank you all. Thank you for everybody who shows the support, joins the events, takes part in the fieldcrafts, gets into the RP, gives their suggestions, donates. I mean, even just sitting in the room AFK in the barracks does more than you think. I mean, so thank you all. It is genuinely nice, and we're about to hit 300 members, which is a milestone I never thought we would reach to. But yeah, this is for 1 year, the formation of Black Aegis, so thank you all for the lovely journey we've had so far.
It has been an absolute pleasure having you here with us today.
Oh, thank you.
I hope. Oh, it's.
She sat down. No, we'll keep that in the cut. We'll keep that in the cut.
We'll be okay, man.
Honor.
It has been absolutely lovely. Brilliant for you to come along and just ramble on about Aegis.
Yes,
Well-
yes, I do love doing that.
Anyways,
See you soon.
see you.
See you soon.
See you sometime.